What's up everyone? It's time to talk about the Kid Ink record, Full Speed. It's coming out February 3rd, and I figured I'd cover it just because I covered his last record, but the more I heard that and the more I heard the singles from my own lane, the more I realized I could not stand it. It was just the simplest of production and the same thing, just rehashed over and over again. And the new album, Full Speed, is an entire record of that. I think the label was probably like, hey, Kid Ink, no one really knows who you are or really cares about you, but you've got all these features so we can kind of keep pushing you. So let's load up this new album really quickly. And I know it's only been a year, but we're already going to put a new one out there. We're going to get Chris Brown on a track, and we're going to get a bunch of other features, and maybe you'll get another hit if we're lucky. I'm going to try and paint a picture to you of what Full Speed is. It's an album full of Kid Ink bragging about what he can do in the club and his chick picking up ability at said clubs. Honestly, this album feels like it took place and was probably written about like one night. We all know that Kid Ink has a terrible memory, and so does Chris Brown, because well, there's more of that here on this album. He even talks again about not being able to remember, and he references the track Show Me from the Lazy lead single Body Language, which featured Usher and Tinashe. I hope I'm saying her name correctly. It just felt weak considering Usher does have so much talent. His voice was kind of subdued there, and I felt like obviously he probably did not write his part of the song, or else, you know, they were like, hey, this is what the song's about, we're gonna need you to write the most generic hook possible. Then you've got Dolo featuring R. Kelly, which is just an absolute no-no, as he would say in the song. And I gotta point out a few of just the cheesiest lines, some of the worst lines that I have heard in a hip-hop, which I will not even call that, I'll call it pop-hop. Some of the worst lyrics that I've heard in a very, very long time. Some of the lines that really caught my attention from that track that I mentioned. Ain't got drink in your cup, that's a no-no. See you liking all my pics, why you up in my business? Hoes ain't loyal, but they freeload. I remember when you used to give it up for Frito. And this one just really takes the cake, and I apologize for saying it, but it's a quote from the song. I'm picturing my money, my nigga say cheese. And then finally from the song Bluntin', which feels like it was written by someone who just really got into smoking weed and is just all about the terminology and has to explain it to everyone. The line is, you can roll one of mine, just wrap it like a mummy. Just hearing all that, do I even need to go on? I guess I will. It's going to be a shorter review just because there's not a ton to say. The production is bland as it gets. You've got the likes of DJ Mustard on here once again, which you guys know I cannot fucking stand. But really, even though there are different producers, it almost all sounds like they're trying to copy and replicate the success that DJ Mustard has had with a few of his hits by making just similar synth-driven beats that all sound like they're ready for a sleazy night at the club. There are moments where I'm like, okay, Kid Ink is onto something here. There was a decent flow there, but he always manages to fuck it up somehow. He's self-sabotaging the track faster. I was like, okay, this has got a nice bass groove. There's a little bit of guitar. It seems a little bit darker, and his flow is a little bit more intense. He's on track here, and he's not stumbling around with his words like he's actually drunk at the club. But then he kind of stumbles off the path, and that happens on every single track on the album. I can't take this guy seriously. I listen to songs like Hotel featuring Chris Brown and About Mine featuring Trey Songz, which I'll give him props on that one. It was cool that they got the birds from Finding Nemo to actually do a feature on the track. Okay, maybe I exaggerated, but you gotta hear the similarity there. But my point is this, how many songs do we need about a guy going to the club and just like staring at this girl's butt like, oh wow, you got a great butt, or I'm gonna pick you up, or why are you with this man, come with me. How many songs do we need in one album about that subject? I'm gonna leave it at this, Kid Ink has some potential. There's some songs on here that aren't like super hard, and I could see them being good for maybe like a party or something like that. It's just that even though they aren't meant to be taken super seriously, there's a good fine line between party music and just shitty music. If Kid Ink actually got some different producers, put a little bit more thought into his lyrics, and just maybe gave a shit in general instead of churning out the same old crap over and over again, we would get more than this regurgitated mess, which is probably one of the worst albums that I've heard in a long time, and that's saying something because I have heard a lot of shit this year already. Lots of bad albums, and I want to hear some more good albums. If you have any suggestions for me, let me know in the comment section down below. Kid Ink, Full Speed, out of 5. If you've heard this record, I am so sorry. You shouldn't have had to do that. I hope your day gets better, and if you haven't heard it, well, praise be, because you're on the winning team. Don't take it to the heart if you're a Kid Ink fan. You know, it's just my opinion. If you love the man, well, more power to you. Make sure to smash the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more of my reviews. As always, you can feel free to suggest albums that I should cover in the comment section down below, and of course all of my social media links are in the description, along with my vlog channel, of course. Been posting up on there lately, and of course you can click directly below me if you'd like to see the last review that I did. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.